In this video I'm going to show you how to create a simple web page about Ed Sheeran. We will be making it in Adobe Dreamweaver. And it's going to look very similar to the one that you can see on your screen right now. Before you get started, make sure you have copied the Ed Sheeran web page folder and all the resources inside it over to your account. It has all the pictures and information you'll need to put together this website. When you have done that, let's pop on over to Dreamweaver and get started on making this web page. We will begin today by making ourselves a new HTML document, and we'll start by giving it a title at the top, and we will call it Ed Sheeran. Don't forget your capital letters. At the bottom of the page, we will set up our page properties next. Okay, the font that we need to choose is the Verdana one. If you haven't got this set up in Dreamweaver, just go down to the bottom and choose Manage Fonts. Head across to the Custom Font Stacks tab, and you can search through this list here and find the Verdana font starting with V. There it is. You can push it into your font stack. If users don't have Verdana installed on their computer, a good backup is Trebuchet MS, and a third font that we can use as another backup is Arial. Out of those three fonts, most people will have at least one of those installed on their computer. So from that font list now, choose Verdana, Trebuchet or Arial. Your size will be size 12, your text color will be black like usual, and your background color, that's up to you. I'm going to choose a dark purple color for this one. Once you've done that, click on OK. Next step is to head on over to your Insert panel. Make sure you're on the Common selection, and we're going to put ourselves a table in. Like usual, it will be 5 rows and 1 column in size, 960 pixels width, and the thickness, padding and spacing will all be set to 0. Click OK once you've got those settings all sorted. Now before you click anywhere, be sure to head down to the Properties panel at the bottom of your page and center align that table. Next thing we'll do is click in the first row of the table and then drag down to the bottom row, and we're going to give it a background color. So down in your Properties tab, make sure you get that table set to white. Okay, so now we can see our table. We get to populate it with information and pictures. In the top row of the table, you need to put in a header for Ed Sheeran. Now you will be making your header in Fireworks today. I've already made one. It looks like this. Okay, so you can make something similar if you would like. I've included a little picture of Ed on this one. And you can see I've used this font effect. I've put no spacing between those two words, but I've changed the color of them, and that shows that they're still split up. It's quite a cool text effect that a lot of companies are using these days, so maybe give that a go in your header. Okay, so in Dreamweaver, I'll just head across to the Insert panel and insert myself that header. In the second row of the table, we'll put in a horizontal rule. In the third row of the table, you need to go into the Ed Sheeran folder that you copied to your account earlier and open up the Word document called Info. And you'll see you've got some info here about Ed Sheeran. Again, I've done all the research for you, so you just need to copy it all. Head over to Dreamweaver in that third row and paste it in. It doesn't come out the way I want it to. It doesn't spread out the paragraphs like I had in Microsoft Word. So what I'm going to have to do is next to Grammy Awards here, I'm going to press delete once and then press enter. And that will create a new paragraph. After the word act, I'm going to press delete and press enter, and the rest should be fine. Okay, at the bottom it says click here to go to the official Ed Sheeran website. Make sure you highlight the words click here, and we're going to create that into a hyperlink. We're going to link it to http://www.edsheeran.com. Now the target needs to be blank so that link, when we click on it, opens up in a new tab, a blank tab. We'll click on OK. You can see that's turned into a hyperlink now. On the right hand side of this cell, we want to put in a picture of Ed Sheeran. So the best way to do it is head down to your Properties bar at the bottom and split that cell into 2 columns. Click OK. You get your next column here. You can pick that up and just stretch it over a little bit for now. We'll resize it in a moment once we put the next picture in. Now before we put the picture in, you can see that your mouse cursor is on the left hand side of that column. What we want to do is get it in the center here before we put our picture in. So make sure you head down to your properties and click on CSS tab. From the drop down box, change the targeted rule to new inline style and then center it. You can see now when you click in that box, your mouse cursor is centered. That means we're ready to put in an image, so pop on over to the insert panel, insert an image. The one you want is called Ed. He's got a guitar over his shoulder. Click OK. I've resized this picture so it will fit perfectly into that box, so there's no need for you to resize it. If you want, you can just adjust the size of that cell a little bit so that the text and the picture are roughly the same height. Okay, that looks pretty good. Down at the bottom now, in the second last row of the table, we'll put in another horizontal rule. And in the very last row, I want you to write your copyright statement in. So I'll write copyright 2015 and put our name. Now after the word copyright and before 2015, you need to insert a character, and that's the copyright character. Once you've done that, you can highlight the copyright statement. Make sure you're on the CSS tab down the bottom. We're going to make a new inline style. Once we made that new inline style, we can pop over and change the size down to 9 and center align that text. Okay, that's a pretty good looking web page. I might save up now. I'll just save mine as an example. And I can go to the preview button at the top or press F12 to preview that. I can either preview in Google Chrome or Internet Explorer. Now that's looking pretty good, but one thing I would like to change, I've just noticed this writing is still a little bit squished up. So I think it might be nice to put in some line spacing to just space it out a bit, make it a bit easier to read. So I'm going to click in this cell with all the writing and pop on over to my Properties tab here and click on the Text tool. Where it says Line Height, you can click on the word Normal and change it to the top one, which is PX, stands for pixels. And we want to change it to 18 pixels. Once you've got that, you can press Enter. That just puts about 1.5 line spacing in between that text. It makes it a bit easier to read. So I'll just save that one more time. I'll press F12 to preview it. Now that looks a bit better. It's a lot easier to read on this page. I think my users will be a lot happier with that line spacing in between the text. So that's our Ed Sheeran page all finished. Good luck making that one.